Hello and welcome. It is that time of the year when you are preparing for your final examinations. A lot is at stake. But don't forget, this is when you demonstrate what you have learned over the last year. This is where the system gauges your ability to write, your ability to put your ideas, your thoughts on paper. This is where the system gauges, weighs you in the balance. This is where the system determines if you are fit to move to the next level. Are you prepared? Are you ready? Remember that the foundation for your success lies in writing, how well you put your thoughts down on paper. Whether it is a paragraph, an essay that you're writing, or a problem that you are solving mathematically, or a lab demonstration that you have to perform, at the end of the day, the final assessment boils down to what has been written down. I have seen many errors in students' written work, and over the years, I have tried to address these errors, but they keep coming back year in, year out. For example, simple words like message, someone spells it as massage. A simple word like receive, the I and the E are moved around. Words such as there and there, misspelled. Starting a sentence with a capital letters is very difficult for many students. Ending a sentence with a full stop is very difficult for many students. Even just showing that this idea ends here and the next one begins there, very problematic for many students in terms of how to write their paragraphs. Beyond these mechanics of writing, have you mastered your content? Content mastery does not mean that you have to memorize all the notes or the entire textbook that your lecturer gave you. I want to give you a tip on how to study for your examinations. First of all, look at the course objectives or the learning outcomes in your course outline. Understand those learning outcomes. Your examination will be based on the learning outcomes. That is what you were taught, and that is what you're going to be assessed. So there's no need for you to start memorizing the content from day one up to the last day. Focus on the learning outcomes. That is what you should master because that is what you were taught. And bear in mind that an outcome is measured in terms of the verb that defines that outcome. If a course objective or a learning outcome says explain nonverbal communication, the key word there is explain. If the learning outcome says write a complaint letter, the key word there is write. Other important question words or verbs that you will find in your examination, you have words such as calculate, find, demonstrate, argue, evaluate, describe, analyze, synthesize, create. Understand what each one of these words mean. When you're asked to create, don't list. When you're asked to describe, don't write bullet points. My rule of thumb is if a question is asking you to explain, to describe, to discuss, to analyze, you should know that you are required to write in paragraph form, in essay form. If you are asked to calculate, you should know that you are required to do this in numerical format. So understand these keywords to help yourself respond to questions better. Additionally, you have conditioned yourself to attend classes on specific days at specific times. Don't change your study timetable by studying from 22 hours or 10 p.m. to 03 and then you go and sleep. Follow your class timetable to study. That way you don't interfere with your biological clock because you've conditioned yourself to wake up at a particular time, to go to class or your lab at a particular time. Use that same class timetable as your study timetable. That way you don't stress yourself emotionally and you don't overstimulate your brain. Preparing for examinations is a skill. It doesn't happen automatically. You have to discipline yourself and plan your time. If you want more information about this, I have put a link in the first comment for you to follow through.